to another episode of First Alarm Fire Training. I'm Captain Nick Scullis, and in today's episode, we're going to go over victim drags and extrication. For drags, we're going to learn the clothing drag, the standing drag, and the webbing sling drag. For extrication, we're going to learn how to put a victim up and down a flight of steps, and then 2 ladder extrications.
The first drag we are going to look at is the clothing drag. The firefighter, while crouching behind the victim's head, grabs their shirt collar and gets in an upright position, then drags the victim to a safe area. The firefighter approaches the victim and assesses him. The firefighter acts quickly and drags the victim away. Make sure to lift with your legs and not your back.
Fire department, anyone in here? Sir, are you okay? Can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me?
The next drag is the standing drag. The firefighter raises the patient's head and torso up so that he's leaning against him. Then he will take his arms and cross the victim's chest, then stand up and drag the victim to a safe area. When the firefighter enters the room, he does an assessment and moves quickly. Remember to lift with your legs and not your back.
Fire department. Oh, sir, are you conscious? No.
The final drag is the webbing sling drag. A creative way to drag a victim is the use of webbing. The firefighter will place the webbing at the head of the victim, lifting the victim up and putting it underneath him. What he will do next is wrap it around the victim's arms. This will happen on each side of the victim, going under each arm and over the shoulders, as you see in the video. What the firefighter does next is lift the victim up and grabs the webbing from underneath him. He will pull this webbing over the other section of webbing, making a closed loop. This will secure against the victim, allowing the victim to be dragged away. He makes sure the webbing is tight around his shoulders and now pulls him up, keeping his head off the ground and into a safe space.
Sir, you okay? Sir, if you can hear me, I'll put this webbing on you and drag you out of this room. I'm going to put this behind your head, under your back. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put your arms through these holes. Okay? Now, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the strap from under your back and make it tight. Okay? I'll drag you out, sir.
So for the upstairs drag, this is a 2-man firefighter drill, okay? So if you're at the feet of the victim, okay, you want to bring his feet up like this. So his feet are flat on the ground, okay? Now, I like to call this the get down and dirty, okay? So what you want to do is you want to get the back of his knees on your shoulders, okay? So I'll do this, and that's it. And whenever I'm ready to lift, I'm on one knee here, so my dominant side is my right side, okay? So whenever I'm ready to lift, I can push up whenever the guy up top is ready. Okay, so if you are the firefighter at the head, he calls all of the shots, okay? So when the firefighter at the head, he lifts him up, okay? He wants to get his arms underneath of his shoulders and hold it like this, okay? And as I said, the firefighter at the head calls all the shots. So when the firefighter at the feet is ready to go to position, that's when you advance up the steps.
I'm going to grab his head here. Once I get him in position, you're going to come around and get his back of your knees on your shoulders. So I'm going to go up to the steps. Okay? Ready? Count 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. One step. 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
All right, so we're doing the downstairs drag. We're doing the opposite of the way we came up, okay? So this time the victim's gonna come down feet first, okay? So same concept. You wanna get his knees on your shoulders like this. Okay? And then once we get the firefighter headed in position, you can go down the steps. Head of the victim here, okay? So I lift him up. Same concept as going to the upstairs drag. My arms go underneath his shoulders, and then I'm ready to go down. And the head guy calls all the shots.
Top, ready? Good position. Ready? 3, hold on. Ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1, lift. 1. Ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, lift.
In this scenario, we are demonstrating assisting a conscious victim down a ladder. This is because the stairs are not safe to exit in the simulation. The first firefighter will climb to the top of the window sill while the firefighter inside the building is assisting the victim from the building to the ladder. The victim is keeping 3 points of contact at all times.
Alright, Hunter's gonna be here. He's gonna help you down. If you wanna keep 3 points of contact on.
3?
Yep, 3 points of contact. You can throw your leg up and get it on one of the rungs.
Like that?
Yep. Keep your hand on the building. 2 hands on the building, 1 on the rung.
Like this?
Yep. You're doing good.
Alright.
You got 2 on there.
Uh-huh.
You can go down 1 rung and then grab onto the ladder. Do 3 points of contact.
Step down.
Alright. Hunter's gonna help you down. I'm gonna hold the ladder for you.
Okay.
If the victim were to get scared, the firefighter on the ladder will pin the victim between him and the ladder. The firefighter will then talk the victim down all the way to the ground. In this final scenario, we are demonstrating the extrication of an unconscious victim via ladder. A 24-foot extension ladder stands to the second-story window.
It's clear.
Meanwhile, the crew inside is preparing to get the victim out safely. The 2 firefighters inside will surround webbing around the victim. They will bring the webbing between his legs and place it on his chest. Then they would take the sides of the webbing and bring it to the loop on his chest. The loops they have made will go through the victim's arms. Then, sitting the victim up, they will tighten the webbing around this victim. For safety of a victim, you may have noticed we use rope and a carabiner for extra protection.
Ready? Ready? Hunter, arm up. This leg out. Okay. One, two, three.
Is your arm over me? Yep.
Arm, yeah, like that. Leg. Okay, Matt, get his other leg down. Hold this.
Just lift it up a little bit.
The firefighter on the ladder is responsible for bringing the victim down despite the enhanced safety measures. The firefighters inside help the firefighter on the ladder gain control of the victim. The firefighter's left hand goes around the victim's leg, and his right arm protects the victim's head, but still maintains control of the ladder. The firefighters inside the building control the rope that's attached to the victim until he reaches the ground where EMS will be waiting.
Thank you for watching this episode of First Alarm Fire Training.
Remember to follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, comment and like, and let us know what we should do next.
Stay safe, everyone, and keep on training.
Yeah!